Hi, I'm Kelsey and welcome to Kairos Cottage Garden. Today we are harvesting our beets. They have been in the ground for quite a while. We planted them back in April, I'd say, so I don't know if that's been too long. It might be, but nonetheless we are harvesting them today because we finally received our canner in the mail, so I'll be able to process them right away, which was the goal. I am living out my white shroot dreams, and we have our small little plot here of beets, so we're gonna get harvesting now. I went to read what the varieties were of the beets we planted so that I could share with you, but they washed away. So I do not recommend writing with a permanent marker. I have heard there are such things as garden markers, which I will be investing in because clearly these do not work. Alright, so I looked back at my photos and I did take a picture of the markers, which is a great thing to do, just to track the progress of your plants, but also in the case that the markers wash away or you lose them, or a bird takes them and swoops it off to its nest. Who knows? But at least you will have that image to look back on. So, we planted a beet mix, Ruby Clean, Crapadine, Chioggia, Albino, Bull's Blood, Crosby's Egyptian, and then a parsnip, which is Hollow Crown. We will be saving every part of the beet. We'll be saving the tops to dehydrate and create into like a green smoothie powder, and then we will dehydrate some of the beets to create a beet powder, and then we'll be canning and processing the rest. So let's get a picking. All right, we're gonna get started with the parsnips. Tiny little guys. Just pull from the roots, but these are great. Parsnips make great fries. You just like toss them in some oil, throw them in the oven, 425, sprinkle them with some salt, and they're delicious. So, and they're so skinny, they're basically the size of fries already, so very convenient. Oh, aha. So small. So here are our parsnips, the hollow crown parsnip, and we planted these in a really deep bed. This is a 2-foot bed so that there was plenty of room for the roots to form. We did the same for our carrots, and the beets are in here as well. They smell great, and I can't wait to try them. All right, next we're going to pick the Crosby's Egyptian beet. And you know they're ready because you can start to see the tops of the beet above the surface of the soil. Some tiny ones, but they all seem to be pretty nicely sized. Like some serious beets. This is very exciting. Voila! Crosby's Egyptian beet. Up next we have a Bull's Blood beet. So they seem to be lighter, as far as I could tell already. Those are pretty underformed. So we did not get as many of these Bull's Blood beets, which might be because they were in more towards the center of the box, but it might just be the variety, I'm not sure. But we do have a few, so we get to try it. Our next beet is the albino beet, and you can even tell in the leaf itself, it is lighter in color. All the other beet leaves have some like maroon red tint to it, and I can tell just from the tops and their stems that these are indeed white beets. And these look pretty well formed. A few of them at least look like a nice size. That's a big boy. Alright, this is the albino beet. So here we have the Chioggia beet, and there are tons of little tiny bite-sized beets, which is unique to this variety, at least in our harvest. All the other ones have either been like really small little bites, like really small, maybe even not even worth cooking, will probably dehydrate them, or really large. But these are all very small, like they look almost like radishes. Voila, choga. Next we have the crapidine, which these truly do not look that great. Which might be because they were in the ground too long, but the other ones don't look like this, so. So the crapidine kind of look like their namesake. I don't know if it's their namesake, but they kind of look like turnips or parsnips. Not turnips, parsnips, and they're not lovely. So this is our BEET mix from the seed packet that was called BEET Mix. All of our seeds were from Baker Creek for this planting, and I'm really pleased to see that it truly is a mix of different varieties of beets, and this one is by far our biggest beet. It's like size of bigger than a fist, and likely because it was by the connection into the lower bed where the water emits. So we're gonna wash these up, and then I'll be ready to take them inside and start the preserving process. Thank you so much for joining us today for our first beet harvest. We are so grateful you are here. And for a tip on beets, in the words of Dwight Schrute, the first rule in roadside beet sales: put the most attractive beets on top. The ones that make you pull the car over and go, wow, I need this beet right now. Those are the money beets.